Now, here's the deal. I know y'all are very proud of them. We are proud of them. This is the biggest class to ever graduate our school. Um, we only lost a couple early on, and that's if you know anything about lineman schools, that's not that doesn't happen all the time where you don't lose many. And this class, they have come together, they have grown, they have accomplished a lot in 11 weeks. And now they're getting ready to go to work. So here's the deal. Like I said, I know you're proud of them. I need all of y'all to get on your feet. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. We can play Simon Says. This is good. Um, and I want y'all to look back here and get ready to make some noise for Class 28 of the Elite Lineman Training Institute. All right. Okay. Well, they did good. They followed instructions, went where they were supposed to go. Not every graduating class does that, so that's a high marks for them. So, yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Noah Slade. As our staff is coming in, I'm just going to do a few things before we get started. I got some notes here to make sure I hit everything. So, a few different things I want to do. First off, before we do anything else, a lot of you saw a lot of our former students that were at the rodeo today. If you're a former student in the Elite Lineman Training Institute and you made your way to come out here tonight, would you please stand? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Thank you, guys. A lot of these guys, they know some of these guys that are graduating tonight, but it's always great for them to come and just show support. So we're very grateful for you guys, the way we've had students help the rodeo today, and y'all coming for these guys tonight. Other thing I got Robert Hall and Jerry Smith. There's Robert right there, his hand, and there's Jerry Smith. These guys are the Gideons. So if you know Hotel Bibles, that's the Gideons. They have brought Bibles for each of you guys. That's very generous of them, so give them a big hand. Make sure that you, on your way out, stop by and get a Bible from them. And then Paula Simmons, she's with the Utility Employment Credit Union. She was not able to make it to graduation tonight, but she did bring some gifts for you guys that is going to be in the back waiting for y'all as well. So everybody give Paula a hand. She might be watching on the live stream. Give her a hand. Want to shout out Buckingham, Dan Sieben. Just raise your hand. You ain't got to stand or nothing. There's Dan. They donated a lot for our rodeo, a lot of the prizes and all that. So we're very grateful for them. And then last thing I'll say before we pray and get this show on the road, we have some graduation signs. Waylon's going to mention it again at the end. But these are signs for you guys to take with you. It's a gift from us to y'all. So if you want it, you got to make sure and get it before you leave. Okay, so they're going to be out there on your way out. So let's bow our heads, let's pray together, and we'll get this thing started. Lord, I love you, and I'm grateful for the love that you have for us. I'm grateful for the way that you give life and freedom and goodness through your Son, Jesus Christ. I pray for our graduation tonight. I pray that it's fun. I pray that we have a great time. I pray that we have an awesome time celebrating these guys. But I also pray that you're honored in tonight's graduation. I pray for a special I just pray, Lord, that you would just, if there's someone here who needs you, or someone here who maybe needs your comfort, or whatever that looks like, I pray that you're with that person. But I just pray that you're working and moving in the lives of these students, as well as everyone here. We thank you so much for all that you do for us. You do more than we could ever imagine, and we just praise you and thank you, and all this in Jesus' name, amen. Okay. So, I'm really nervous, and the reason I'm nervous is there's about 4 or 5 of us on the staff. Not the whole staff even knows about this. We've been keeping a secret from the rest of the staff, the students, and that we're trying to pull off at graduation tonight. And I cannot believe that we're about to do this. I can't even believe this is going to happen. But this is what I would say to y'all. So to give you a little background, one of the things that we do is that I do. My job is I do videos, and one of the things that you'll see on our videos sometimes is poll questions. So we'll film a question, and we'll ask all the guys something random, like what's your favorite brand of toothpaste, or are you left-handed, something dumb. Well, early on in the program, Malcolm comes up to me. He said, "Hey man, you got to get Ella Langley here. Like, you got to get Ella Langley to the school." I was like, "Ella Langley to the school? How in the world will we ever pull that off? There's no way we could." So anyway, long story short, we make a video. Are you an Ella fella? And I'll just let you guys see for yourself. Everyone, welcome to the stage, Ella Langley. This was last minute planning. And by the way, let's get Ira back out here. And y'all give a big hand for Ira for doing that. Takes a lot of guts to cross-dress in front of all your peers. And, so I'm going to call our elite staff that's helping us with the certificates, and we'll get, that's Keith and Josh, if y'all make your way up the stage, and we're going to get the show on the road. How you feeling, Ira?
Good, buddy. Ready to do this.
Okay, me too. So just to get, as they're making their way up, just to give everybody a little bit of a feel for what's about to happen. I think you already got a sense. This isn't a normal graduation, right? We do some weird stuff, silly stuff. One of the ways, we're very proud of these guys, but we also like to poke fun at them. One of the things that we did, and we've done since class 1, is we come up with a superlative. So you know superlatives like best dressed, class clown, most likely to this or that. So, but except we do it with like a joke about them. So we grab a bunch of guys from the class, we meet in a room, and we come up with these superlatives. So that's what we're going to be doing. I don't think any of them are too crazy. We've had some really crazy ones in the past. But I think we're going to have fun with it tonight. So we'll go ahead and get the first one underway. Okay. So our first guy, I'm just going to go ahead and get him to come up on the stage. Everyone welcome Austin Coach. All right. And before you talk, I want you to just come up here and stand in the middle for everybody. Right there. Okay, there you go. Right there. There you go. Now let's take the hat off for a second too. Okay, look at that mullet. Look at that. Yeah.
That looks good.
Okay. I felt like you needed this picture. So, most likely to sit in a salon with old ladies getting a perm, Austin Coach. My fault. It's all good. Go ahead.
Want to thank y'all. It's a great school. Um, I don't know. I don't really know what to do with my hands, but it's been a great time. Good learning experience. That's it.
Okay, this next gentleman, I got to build a little bit of a backstory here. So when these guys first get to the school, the first thing they do with us instructors, besides putting their gear together, is going out into what we call the pole circle. Okay, they're in that pole circle for about 2.5 weeks. But down at the bottom of these poles, about 2 foot from the top of the pole, is what we've got a little mark of orange paint around it. And when these guys are up on the pole, we tell them when we want them to come down, what do we tell them, guys? To the paint, that's right. So pretty early on, this gentleman got really good at mimicking what we would consider or call the foreman stance or the instructor stance, okay? And what that kind of looks like, if I could demonstrate for y'all, is kind of poaching your belly out a little bit, spreading your legs, crossing your arms, and then just looking up at whatever's going on up there. They're really good at mimicking us. But with that being said, most likely to look like he's been waiting 25 years to say, to the paint, Matt Dawson.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. All right. So for our next one, has anybody ever seen? There's a very famous ESPN commercial. I love it so much. This guy, this random guy. He's just like average looking white dude, and his name is Michael Jordan. And he goes to restaurants, and everybody's like, "Oh, Michael Jordan's coming. They got a reservation for Michael Jordan," and it's this guy. He walks in, and and then there's other cases. He goes to this place or that place. It's not Michael Jordan. This guy already knows who he is and what's about to happen. But this guy has a name similar to that. His name is Ryan Reynolds. So, with that being said, most likely to disappoint the hotel receptionist, Ryan Reynolds.
I just want to say how thankful I am for these instructors and the staff here. I just want to wish all these guys good luck in the trade. Look forward to seeing y'all one day.
Okay, today y'all seen these guys do 4 different events in our rodeo, right? One of them, if you paid attention, is what we call the Hurt Man or the Pole Top Rescue. And that's where it is simulated. Obviously, you've got a dummy hanging up on the pole, and they're going up there to rescue that dummy. Something's happened to this guy. We got to get him down off the pole, okay? He's hurt, right? Well, this particular gentleman was on his way up the pole, climbing up the pole, and he got probably about halfway, and both of his hooks, so that's the things they strap to their feet, they cut out of the pole, right? And he fell a few feet, and he, let's just say he damaged some things he didn't want to damage, right? Hurt himself a little bit, and he was okay. He climbed down, he got a breather, but with that being said, most likely to make the dummy say, "You good, bro?" Levi Rickenbaugh.
I just want to thank my family for supporting me in any career path I take, and the elite staff for teaching me everything they know. And that's it.
Okay, now, sometimes we get guys come up here and they, well, I'll just say this. Apparently, this guy can do impressions of squirrels and chipmunks, from what I've been told. There's not really much of a story other than that. And so we are going to expect an impression, by the way, when you get up here. Best impression of a squirrel touching primary, Wyatt Petrie.
I just want to say thank you to everyone and for me being able to be here.
Okay, this next gentleman, listen, he's something else. I love him to death. This kid, this young man, I should say, he has the gift of gab. It don't matter what time of day it is in the pole circle, he was always, for lack of a better term, bumping those gums, running those mouths, coming up with those comebacks, and you cannot, the best you can try, you cannot get one up on him. So most likely to practice his comebacks in a mirror, Aldrich Rodriguez.
I just want to give a thank you to everybody, my family, friends, and line instructors, CDL instructors. That's it.
Okay. So, we're going to show one of our social media videos that some of you probably have already seen. One of the reasons we're going to watch it is because there's a particular student that was an actor in this, and we want to showcase. So here's the deal. Before we start there, in this video, we made a video for Star Wars Day, and we had to do a running scene in the video, and so this particular person, he had to run in it, and so we're just going to let y'all watch him in the video, and then watch him run. So let's watch the video real quick.
Man, what am I supposed to do with my life? Maybe a trade? That's the lineman school. Maybe I should look into that.
No, that is not the way. You want success? The only real path is a college degree, a desk, an office, not a blue-collar trade.
Hold on, Darth Obama. College may be good for some people, but it doesn't mean it's the correct path for everybody.
It is the only way, Shane Lineworker.
No, it ain't.
He needs to take the safe path, the path everyone takes.
He needs the path that fits him.
He belongs behind a desk.
No, he belongs in a bucket truck. Go, get out of here. Go find the wise green lineman in the woods. He'll know what to do.
Hello? I'm looking for the wise green lineman.
Found him, you have.
I thought you were supposed to be green.
Wearing green, I am.
Shane Lineworker sent me here. He said you would have words of wisdom for what I can do for the rest of my life.
If a path in the trades you seek, apply at Elite Lineman Training Institute, you must.
So that was it. So you can go to the next slide. All right. So, but here's the deal. Here's the thing. So this is the way we figured it. So now Armando is an actor. So here's another person who's an actor, Tom Cruise. Okay, Tom Cruise runs in movies. Armando ran in a video one time. So most likely to be the next Tom Cruise, Armando Guzman Jr.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who came. That's it.
Okay, this next gentleman. So we established, early on about getting your CDL and all that stuff, be able to get a job, so on and so forth. And so once this guy ended up obtaining his CDL, it seemed like every morning, every lunch, every evening, anytime he got a chance, he was coming up to me, "Can I get a job? Can I get a job? I need a job. You know about any jobs? Can I get a job? I got my CDL now. I can just leave and quit school and go get a job." I said, "Well, okay, Francisco, go get you a job." Most likely to get a job, Francisco Torres.
I just want to say thank you to everybody and God bless you all.
Okay, so this next guy, listen, ain't a big story here, but anybody know anybody that's into conspiracy theories? Maybe you're into conspiracy theories. You don't have to raise your hand. But this guy is into it, And listen, if you are, listen, be proud. You just just rock it. I mean, most of them do, So, but anyways, most likely to spend an hour and a half talking about Mothman. Shane Higgins.
Just want to say I really enjoyed my past 3 months coming to the school. Thank you to all the instructors for teaching me everything. Thank you to all my classmates, and good luck to everybody in the future. Thank you.
Okay, in this line of work, when we're doing this line of work, we have to wear a particular type of clothing. Some of y'all may be aware of it, some of you not. But for this to make sense, we have to wear what we call FR clothing, right? Our shirts, our pants, they're fire retardant. That way, if we was to get in contact with something and have an arc flash, it basically, doesn't do as much damage to us by our clothes. But this particular gentleman, so I think it's week 7, week 8, somewhere around in there, they get to start building their resumes. Waylon comes in, he teaches them about their resumes. He teaches them how to interview, ask the right questions, answer questions, all those things. So the day of the interview, this young man shows up, evidently with his pants that he are wearing starched to the gills. I'm talking about if you'd have stood them up, the pants themselves would have stood up and stood on their own. Most likely to starch his FR jeans, Logan Spence.
Well, I just want to go ahead and apologize. I'm not creased up today, but just want to thank all the instructors, CDL instructors. I met a pretty all right group of guys, I guess. I had a really good time here. Thank y'all.
Okay, so this next guy, he's from Texas. Now, you know, when we come together to come up with the superlatives, we just hear all these random facts about these guys, and this one came from random facts about him. So two things: he would fly home to Texas like every weekend, from what the guy said. He said it's not true, but they said he flew home all the time. And secondly, he loves different flavored sodas. Is that true? Not just like Dr. Pepper, but like, you know, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So here we go. Most likely to need a boarding pass and a Baja Blast. Alejandro Gammon Jr.
I'll clarify, I only flew home twice out of 11 weeks. I'll take my family wherever they are, somewhere. And I guess y'all all right. Kyle, good roommate, clean, thank you. And yeah, thank y'all.
Okay. This next young man never failed every morning. Waylon kind of gave him a hard time about it. But every morning he's going to stop by the Chick-fil-A. When he gets to school, he's going to have a Chick-fil-A cup in his hand, and he's going to have ate Chick-fil-A for breakfast. Now, I'll give him a little bit of credit. Don't get me wrong, he was faithful to Chick-fil-A and God's Chicken, okay? Y'all hear me out. Every now and again at lunch, though, he'd have his Zaxby's cup every now and again, but for the most part, this man loves his Chick-fil-A. Most likely to be a Chick-fil-A 1 signature member, Cameron Passley.
All praise to the man up high. Learned some great skills, met some great people. Yeah.
Okay, so one of those poll questions we did earlier, I asked them, I maybe like dream sporting event or something like that. This guy talked about the UFC thing at the White House. I think it's like tomorrow, right? It's Sunday. It's this soon. But anyway, he was one that said he wanted to go to that. This guy, and he also wrestled when he was in high school. So I don't remember how he did on the rodeo today, but most likely to cut weight for the Lineman rodeo, Hayden Rosenkrantz.
I just want to say thank you to all the elite staff members, and I had a great time. Thank you.
Okay, next guy. Kind of low key, kind of not really kept to himself, but he would kind of hang back, watch what guys were doing, maybe see if they struggled a little bit, learn what he could from watching them. Not only that, but he took us instructors by surprise a lot of times, I feel like. I think they would agree with me on that. All of a sudden, one day in the pole circle, we look up, and he's took to it like a duck to water. Like, no problem. He's got it. Next thing you know, a few weeks later, he's winning the pole top rescue. Come out of nowhere. Didn't know it. So you could say sneaky might not necessarily be the best term, but he was good at what he done. Most likely to be a secret agent, Zachary Wade.
y'all for coming. That's about it.
So this next guy. So I'm a part of the marketing team, and we're just our little marketing team. We're just out in the main area when you come in the office. And I remember when this guy was getting his stuff in to come here. He came in, and we learned that he was a barber. That he cuts some hair. He knows who he is. And so he's got some skills cutting hair. So that's really all there is to say about it, in the words of Forrest Gump. So most likely to cut off someone's power and hair in the same day, Oscar Lopez.
I'd just like to thank everyone for coming. If you ever need a haircut, hit me up. Oscar Cuts.
Okay, this next young man, I guess, honestly, you could say, besides us instructors and staff, he had an office at Elite. The students called it his second office, and evidently he spent a lot of time in this office. Y'all can probably see where I'm going with this, right? His second office was the restroom. According to these guys, don't hold me accountable for this one. Most likely to spend a lot of time in his second office, Ethan Foskey.
I just want to say thank God for bringing me here today. I appreciate all you guys right here in this front row. I've had a great time getting to know all of y'all. I look forward to seeing where y'all go. Appreciate it.
All right, there's a couple of these guys in this class that got good smiles. There's one guy in particular that's got a real great smile, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and just show you an advertisement that he's a part of. Look at this. Yeah. So with that being said, most likely to be in a commercial for Crest White Strips, Kevin Vargas Varela.
I just want to thank for everyone for coming here, and yeah, have a nice day.
Okay, let's start like this. Evidently, with this class, there was what we would consider, I guess, some water wars that started taking place. I seen a little bit of it there at the school, but evidently it went a lot further at the housing. That's all I'm going to say about that. But this guy gets credited to being the man that kicked off the water wars. And I seen firsthand. He'd come up there, he'd act like he's getting him a bottle of water. He'd cut a hole right in the middle of the top of the cap, and before you know it, you're getting squirt in the face with a bottle of water. That's just his MO. Most likely to bring a super soaker to a safety meeting, Carter Miles.
Just want to thank God, my family, Madison. Embarrass you a little bit. Thank you. Thank you to you guys. Good luck to you. God bless. Stay safe. Watch out for water.
Okay, so this next guy, his dad, he's got family that played football on the offensive and defensive line at big schools, Georgia, Tennessee, and but he is going a different route. He's also being a lineman, just a different kind. So, with that being said, most likely to take the family lineman tradition to new heights, Braden Young.
I'd like to thank all the instructors, all the skills that they've taught us to be a better man, have great character. I'd like to thank my family, and I'd like to go out by saying, Jacob, no!
Okay, this next young man, listen, the first time on orientation day, for those of you parents who were there that day, all you guys know, we stand outside, we welcome you in with a handshake, right? When this young man shook my hand, I knew that my hand had been shook. And it's kind of funny. I was going through these superlatives, and I was thinking of, the backstory that we could tell so they all make sense and everything. And then today I got to meet his dad. And when I shook his hand, I knew my hand had been shook, so I knew where he got it from. They've got some big paws on them. Most likely to palm a transformer, Van Morelli.
I just want to thank everyone here.
Okay, now, apparently this next guy likes to stir the pot. We know people like that. Keith's known to stir the pot. So apparently this guy, they'd be in the pole circle, and Aldrich be, someone be talking trash to Aldrich, and he'd say, Aldrich, you hear what he said about you? That stuff like that. Do you believe what that guy just said? What are you going to say about that? Stuff like that. So most likely to stir the pot, Rolando Hernandez.
I just want to say thank you to everyone, all the instructors, my family, Jenny over there, and see y'all later.
All right, I didn't know about this next young man, but evidently he works at the Texas Roadhouse. You gotta love that cinnamon butter and them rolls, right? So, most of y'all's probably been to a Texas Roadhouse. You see how they dress. They got the pants, the boots, tuck in their shirts. Most of the time they got a big belt buckle, so most likely to think he's country because he worked at Texas Roadhouse. Caden Atkins.
I just want to thank God for this opportunity to learn new skills and just meet a bunch of great dudes. I want to thank my family, Emily over there, and that's about it.
Okay. So, okay, let's just do this one. This guy has a beard, and he rides motorcycles. When we were coming up with and he worked on motorcycles, correct? Yep. And so we were trying to come up with a superlative for this, and this is the best we come up with. I'm going to read the superlative, and then we'll show the picture. So, most likely to part the Red Sea on a Harley, Noah Slade.
I want to thank everybody that kept me going when it definitely wasn't easy in the pole circle. Can I get a copy of that picture? Yeah, cool. Thank all the instructors again. Everybody here has been fantastic, from behind the scenes to the line instructors, CDL instructors. Great group of guys to go learn how to climb some poles with. So, thank you all.
Okay, for those of y'all who were at the rodeo this morning, you've seen most of these guys wear the same attire, right? They've done that throughout the whole class. They've got their red hats. If they don't have their hard hats on, they've got the gray shirts with the Elite logo. And us instructors, we're all in one office together. They come in the mornings. They walk right by the office. You know, you catch them out of your peripheral vision. You kind of just get used to seeing those colors, those shades, and all of that going on. Well, this particular young man one day walked by the door, and it kind of caught me off guard, and I was like, wait a minute, did I just see what I think I saw? And so I turned and I looked out the door, and sure enough, he has a blanket, and it is wrapped over top of his head, tucked in underneath his shirt, and pulled down around his shoulders. Now, if any of y'all know anything about Charlie Brown, you know about Linus and about him wanting his blanket. So most likely to be Linus from Charlie Brown, all grown up, Brandon Tentia.
Thanks.
Okay, so this last one, I'm going to tell a story, but I promise I'll tie it back to the guy here. So I got to tell this first. So, on our little marketing team, sometimes we have to, we'll do different things. We'll help each other out. Occasionally, I'll help with video calls, and basically all these guys did a video call. So if you come to the lead or looking to come to the lead, or maybe parents, you were on the video call with them, maybe that. So we do a video call before we accept. Well, recently we had a video call with some identical twins, and their names were Juan and Amal. And anyways, so their mom was on the call with them. And anyways, the way it worked out was we did the call, and we typically like to get a picture of them so that we can have it in the back end of our system so we know what they look like. But we forgot to get the picture. So we tried to contact, the mom called back, and so we asked her for two pictures of her sons, and she sent back one picture, and we're like, so we called back the mom, and we said, ma'am, you only sent us one picture. And she said, you've seen one, you've seen them all. So my mom told me that joke. But it's a dad joke. And I told it in honor of this guy who has told some dad jokes. He's the dad of the group. And so with that being said, most likely to have the best dad jokes, Grant Byers.
think this superlative also comes from a different place too. I don't know if I'm the first, but we also recently had our second daughter about the second week that we were in lineman school. But that being said, I'd like to thank my family, especially my wife, for really powering through being at home by herself with a 3-year-old and a newborn. So thank you for doing that for me so I can do this for you guys.
Okay, this one's going to make sense if we go ahead and put the picture of this young man up on the screen. Okay, y'all see that face right there? I've seen that face before, and here's where I've seen that face. When I was a young apprentice or a young groundman and I was getting my hind end chewed out. Okay, that's the face a foreman is going to give you when he's fixing to chew you out. Most likely to have a resting foreman face, Jacob Bailey.
All I got to say is I'll see you boys in the storm.
This next guy, listen, this is a story I heard, okay? I wasn't in the room, but I'm just reporting what I heard. So apparently they were talking about schedules in line work. A popular schedule that they work is 4-10s, okay? It's 4 10-hour days. So this guy asked, so is that 4 days on, 10 days off? And so most likely to think he's getting 10 off days. David Sims.
All right, so I just want to start off. This is going to be a longer one. So I came here not really knowing what I wanted to do with my life. I went to college for a good bit, and, you know, it just wasn't really what was for me. Wasn't in my plan. And so I was like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm talking to people. And then I was talking to my cousin Dan, who's actually here today. He inspired me. I saw how his life changed through the trades, something he really enjoys doing now. And so he's been a big inspiration for me. And a couple other people, like my neighbor, who's an engineer, electrical engineer. And some other people, like I was in a fraternity in college, and one of my pledge brothers was doing the same thing as me, wasn't really enjoying it, so he just left, and he's actually fully licensed as of today as like a A&P, so like the airplane and power frame mechanics. So like those are some people that I just look up to for just being able to like jump off, make that choice that, you know, I never thought I'd be here ever. Like, you know, that's the reason I'm 10 days off, 4 days on. It's just like, that's, you know, I'm not, I would necessarily wasn't the greatest with discipline or hard work and whatever, but, you know, it's crazy how much 11 weeks will change a person. And, you know, all I have to thank is my family, my friends pushing me when I thought I couldn't do it and I wanted to give up. And that was a lot of times. So for them, I just want to say thank you. For my classmates pushing me through full circle. You know, I'm halfway up, I'm 10 feet off the ground, and I'm shaking like, you know, I'm about to die. I'm like, oh, man, yeah. It's funny, it's so funny looking back. But, you know, to my classmates, y'all are great, amazing people. You know, we have our differences and different walks of life, but I wouldn't have chose anybody else, wouldn't have chosen another school. And, yeah, thank you to all of you all. Y'all are amazing. Love y'all. Family, love you guys again. And for everyone that came out to support everyone, I just want to give y'all all a thanks. And, yeah, God bless.
Listen, I love every one of these young men. These instructors get on to me all the time. They call me the mushy instructor, right? One that gets in his fields and all that good stuff. Love every one of them. But this next one, he kind of takes the cake. He's like, I don't know, I know we've got all different states kind of represented here tonight. But if you ever go below the Macon line in Georgia, there are gnats down there, and they are absolutely horrible. I've been on hurricanes and stuff. They will be all in your face, in your mouth, in your nose. And I mean this in the kindest way possible. Remember, I said I love this young man. This young man is like those gnats. He is going to be all over you, in your face, but it is in the best way that you could ever imagine possible. Most likely to run his mouth faster than he climbs a pole, Isaac Lindsay.
I would like to give a huge thank you to my family and friends and all my classmates, and I hope that you all do wonderful in your careers, and I love each and every one of you, and thank you for coming out tonight.
Okay. So this next guy, so let me just start this one this way. A lot of you know, because I'm sure that you've talked to you guys up here, that we do these interview days. They're panel interviews. We have representatives from real power companies, some folks, some professionals that we know that come and help, some of the elite team, and we have like maybe, we'll have 4 or 5. We may even had as many as 6. I don't know, in a room, interviewing one person. Now, that's intimidating. A one-on-one interview is intimidating enough. To go in and you're getting interviewed by 5 people, that's a nerve-wracking thing. These guys have to do it. And these students get very nervous. They get very nervous. They'll be there. They'll be rocking in there, waiting. They might pace. They might be looking over their notes, making sure that they had something prepared for each question that they think they might get asked. Well, this one guy, he just took a nap. He's getting ready to go in his interview. He's took a nap. And Josh was in his interview room. I asked him, I said, so he took a nap. How'd he do in the interview? He said he crushed it. Crushed it. So, most likely to take a siesta before a job interview, Noah Worley.
Thank you to Mom and Dad. Y'all have always supported me. It's really awesome. I met awesome guys here. I was expecting to come to school and just be like straight business, get my stuff. And then I met like some of the coolest guys I've ever met. So, yeah, thanks guys.
Okay, this next young man, he likes to fist bump. Loves to fist bump. I walk outside, we're going to get started. He's going to give me a fist bump and a nod. I turn around, 30 seconds later, I walk back by him, he's going to give me a fist bump and a nod. It doesn't matter, no matter what, all day long, no doubt. I got 50 to 100 fist bumps a day, and it was welcome, don't get me wrong. But y'all know the story about the Hurt Man dummies and them rescuing them, right? They're up there hurt. Most likely to fist bump the Hurt Man dummy, Shane Kalacki.
I just want to say thank you to my family. I couldn't have done this without them and their support. And I want to thank my instructors for helping bringing me closer to God, as well as Matt. I don't know where he's at, but he helped with it was the coming in early Tuesday for Bible study. That was amazing. And I just want to thank everyone for helping bring me closer to God. Thank you.
Okay, so this next guy, and first off, before I do this one, I just want to give a shout out to Josh over there because he knows what's coming here, and the fact that he's going to stand up here for this means a lot to me because I know he's going to be a little uncomfortable. We're going to go with it. So, anyways, we talked about interviews the last one I did, and this guy, he did an interview again in Josh's room. So Josh led a room. Now I have to tell this to make the story make sense. Okay. Josh doesn't like poop jokes. He doesn't like when you talk about human poop, bathroom jokes. He can deal with poop on the farm with animals, but human poop is different. Okay. I'll stop saying the word poop in a second. I promise. And so now you know that, okay? You know that part. So this guy comes into his interview, and I don't know, I think everything's going all right, but maybe he got comfortable. You know how sometimes you get comfortable, and then all of a sudden you get real comfortable, then you say something real, probably shouldn't have said that, because you were comfortable. And so he gets to a point, and he uttered these words, I probably shouldn't tell this story, and it was like he had done something in when a time you had to step up, when folks were doing the wrong thing or something like that. And it was about these kids that had smeared poop on a wall or something like that, and he stood up against it or something. And with that being said, he said that in Josh's room. And so with that being said, most likely to have a crappy interview, Grant Ballou.
All I'm going to say is thank y'all for coming out.
Listen. This one's going to be short and sweet. This guy drives a squatted truck. He loves his squatted truck. Most likely to squat his bucket truck. Ty Moore.
I just want to say thank you to the Elite family for, pushing me to be the best, or not really the best, but the best man I can be. And I want to say thank you to my family for supporting me. I really appreciate y'all. I met some great guys here, and hope to see how good y'all can do in the future. Thank you.
Okay, so this guy, I'm just going to show you a picture of his hair, okay? So let's look at his hair. So this is what we come up with when we did the superlatives based on this picture. Most likely to have 7,200 volts of bedhead. Tanner Whitfield.
Thank you. I improved a lot over here, and thank you.
All right, this is kind of going to tell my age a little bit. Some of you younger guys up front might know what I'm talking about, but who remembers Super Mario Brothers, right? Mario, Luigi, Princess Peach, all that. Listen, this guy has a mustache to rival Mario's mustache, okay? And early on in the climbing circle, he took to it really, really quick, but he had a certain style about how he would go up the pole, and it kind of would remind you of Mario. If you can remember playing the old original Nintendo, how he would jump across the screen, right? Bloink, 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 right? Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Come on, I know I'm not the only one that remembers Super Mario, right? Most likely to save Princess Peach, Danny Ramirez.
I want to thank God, first of all. I want to thank my family. Ma, pa, gracias. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
I thought I had this one. Now I'm like, oh no, I got this one. So okay, so this next guy, we're gonna have a video coming out a little later. We hadn't edited or nothing yet, but it was a competition. These guys doing Hurt Man Rescue. I don't know if he may not have been in it, but he was getting ready to compete in this. And one of the things is these guys are competing for a Hurt Man Rescue deal. What's different than what you guys saw at the rodeo today, for our little video and the way we were doing it different during the class. Today at the rodeo, they didn't have to have their gear off and then put it on and then do the Hurt Man Rescue. There at the during the class, they had to put all their gear on. And the thing that can be pretty time-consuming about putting the gear on is putting the gaffs on. You know, there's different setups in a lot of the lineman rodeo world with Velcro, you know, strap around there and make it a lot faster. And these guys have Velcro. But this guy, he had like a technique. It was different than everybody else. He would get up and he would go like this, which is kind of like the Michael Jackson, like, toe. Yeah, the toe step thing. And so, so most likely to say, hee hee, before climbing, Michael Evan McGurk.
All right, thank you everybody that came. I love all of y'all. Long live the Coyote 5-0.
Okay, y'all bear with me on this one. It's got a little bit of a backstory, all right? Pretty early on, I think we were taking our first test, okay? Miss Tanya is so kind and gracious to come in there. These guys come in with their cell phones, okay? They scan a QR code, they take the test. When it's completed, her computer gets a notification saying that so-and-so is done with the test. We had a certain amount of tests, but we were short one, and we could not figure out who had not turned in and not done their test. Blake, I'm going to throw you under the bus right here. Blake starts calling out names, each person's name. We had them all stand up, right? He starts calling out names. He calls your name. You sit down. About halfway through, he starts just calling last names, okay? Unbeknownst to Blake, we had two Lopez's in the class, okay? When he calls Lopez, both Lopez's sit down, right? And so we're still trying to figure out who has not turned in the test. And so this particular gentleman, we ended up figuring it out. It wasn't his fault. I'm throwing Blake under the bus. It was Blake's fault. But he got the nickname, No Name, Best Anonymous Test Taker, Antonio Lopez.
I'd like to say thank you for the elite staff for having us and making this a great time for us.
Okay. So the next guy I'm going to talk about, he's one of the, he's not old, but he's one of the older guys in this group. And you know, I don't believe he has any children of his own, but while he was here, he decided to adopt one. And he took a young Isaac Lindsay under his wing as his firstborn son. So, most likely to be the first student in elite history to graduate with his son, Joseph Demore. They were even sitting next to each other.
Just want to thank my family, girlfriend Kate, for holding everything down. All the boys from here, it's great getting to know all of you. Isaac, yeah, I love you. Instructors, thank you for everything. Everyone behind the scenes, thank you.
This one's going to be short and sweet. Listen, this is going to sound weird coming from your instructor, but this is a handsome young man. Y'all better with me, y'all fix this thing. He's a handsome young man, and he has an incredible tan. Most likely to get a spray tan, Coder Powell.
So, this next one, we welcomed Ella Lane to the stage earlier, as you saw. And mentioning that video that we did, where we asked you and Ella Bella, there's this one guy, his name's Malcolm. And he goes, dude, that's my wife, bro, that's my wife. So, he loves Ella Lane, okay? With that being said, most likely to tell Ella Langley he's a lineman, Malcolm Jackson.
Colt mentioned earlier that we had several of these guys in here that had good smiles, right? This particular gentleman, I don't care what he's doing, what he's going through. You can be getting on to him, you can be raking him on for the coals. It can be the best moment in his life. He is going to be smiling. He will lift your spirits. He is a wonderful young man. Most likely to be smiling while the foreman is chewing his tail. Jesse Choppies Garcia.
Real quick, before Keith gets started, one thing that we're about to do is we don't just have funny awards, we have serious awards too. And Keith's going to tell you the one that he's about to announce here in a second. But just to give you guys a heads up what's happening, these are awards that have a little bit of, we do a vote for the students, but they contribute to that. The ultimate decision comes down to the instructors, make sure they agree with that, which way do we want to go as far as who gets these awards. This is very highly thought out, and this is a big honor to get these awards that they're about to get. So with that being said, here's Keith.
My name's Keith, I'm with the CDL team, and tonight we're going to award Travis with the CDL award.
And basically, it just comes down to dedication. The CDL program we have is a very fast-paced, very difficult program for these guys to get through. And we would be leaving for lunch and getting ready to get in our vehicles, and we'd be like, who is that in the elite here? And it's Chappis. He's out there on his lunchtime learning this pre-trip. And it really showed when he went to DDS and he showed out for us. So with all that, thank you for your hard work. Congratulations.
Oh, I just want to say thank you to the lead staff for making everything possible. Thank you to all the boys. Thank you to my brother for the great role model of my life, Julio. And I just pray over all of y'all that you have a bright future. Thank you to everybody who came out, and God bless you all.
Good. So this next guy, as you know, I'll be out there doing some stuff for our social media sometimes. So because I have some responsibilities with like our Instagram page and stuff like that, he'd come up to me and said, "Dude, when you gonna follow me back? When you gonna follow me back on Instagram?" And he'd ask me that a lot. When you gonna follow me? When you gonna follow me? He's got a big following. If you want to know his Instagram handle, it's fast. And you can follow him as well. But most likely to grow his Instagram through word of mouth, David Zachary Hamilton.
Okay, listen. I'm not going to be able to put into the words what really needs to be said to these next few young men. Everybody ought to be proud of every one of these young men. But I described a little bit earlier talking about the pole circle. And in this pole circle, these guys really work hard for what they earn, okay? They go through a lot of pain, a lot of mental battles, doubting themselves whether or not they're going to be able to complete this, whether or not they're going to be able to do it, finish it. Zach was no different. He struggled early on. We would encourage him, but you could tell, it was getting to him. And I'll be completely honest. There was a couple of times I thought, maybe we might lose Zach. He may quit. He may not. He may decide this is not for him, and that's okay. But he did. He continued, persevered. Later on, as we moved out of the pole circle and we go into the transition and teaching them all the line work stuff, I won't bore y'all with all the details, but he just continued to progress and get better and better at everything that he was doing. And then by the end, not only was he more skilled in the physical aspects, like the pole circle and all the different physical things that we ask and demand and require of these young men, but he also grew within his leadership skills. You can tell he was a lot more vocal. He was setting the guys up for success. When they would struggle, he was helping those guys. Zach, you earned it. Most improved, Zachary.
Go ahead and come to the stage, please. This guy's got a nickname. It's kind of two different. There's one, and when I saw the green shorts, I was like, are those brown? Brown? It still works. Still works. So, most likely to be mistaken for a park ranger. We're going
tell y'all, because it's going to make more sense when I tell you what I'm thinking about Caleb. He is getting the most encouraging award. A lot of times this award goes to those loud, outspoken guys, right? Those ones that are in the pole circle and they're cheering everybody on, you know, they're being loud and vocal, and that's a wonderful thing. But that wasn't necessarily Caleb's MO. Not that he just sat back, but his MO was being, I like to say, kind of like, I've had guys like this in my career. Some of them are sitting in the audience here tonight, but they were a rock for me in some of my hardest times, okay? Some of my, when I would doubt myself. That's what Caleb, to me, represented. He was that positive influence. So for so many of these guys, just by his presence alone, always had a smile on his face, was never in a bad mood. You could depend on him to lift you up, carry you through. He always seemed to be a guy that these young men here tonight most encouraged. Caleb,
Well, I appreciate that. I just want to say I'm thankful to my parents. I wouldn't be the man I am today if it wasn't for the good godly influence they've been in my life. And I'm thankful to the elite staff here for what they're doing with young men and teaching them more than just line work, how to live, you know, how to be respectful and be someone who deserves respect. I love working with you guys. I really hope that y'all carry dignity into your career because you guys deserve it. My prayers will be with you when you leave, and I hope the Lord takes you to excellent places. Y'all deserve it.
Okay, so this guy is not a big long story. He just loves golf. I think he brought some clubs. I don't know that he's from around here or not. He may be, I don't know, but he brought some clubs with him. He's played some, and we had a video that we filmed earlier in the class. I'm not going to show it. I just got a screenshot from it. This is we go what? Yeah, there it is. Lineman Masters. We did the Lineman Masters with Shane and Blake, his caddy there. And so that happens every year in Tulsa, a tradition unlike any other. So with that being said, most likely to contend for next year's Lineman Masters, Ethan Gardner.
Listen, this gentleman was never happy being staffed. He continued to seek after and tried his best to grow, not only in the line work side of it, but as far as his spirituality, as far as where he was going from here. He had constant questions about, what to expect, how we could help him, our opinions on where he should go to work. He relied a lot. Not only that, but for several of us instructors, he stayed after. I know one evening we stayed after and talked for about an hour. Just because he was wanting to better himself and care for his future family in the future. And I could not be more proud of Ethan Gardner. Most overall personal growth, Ethan Gardner.
I just want to say thank you to my family for flying out, all the students here, and then all of the elite instructors and students. Zach, that's it. Hope you guys have a good one.
This this guy, so one of the things we do, I think it's the last Friday. So we go 4 Fridays at the first 4 weeks of the program. So when the school first started, it's a 12-week program. And then we shrunk it to 11 weeks. But we kept the same number of days. So we added a day on the end of the first few weeks. And so the last Friday of each class, we have a cookout. And we don't really do a whole lot that day other than just kind of fellowship with the guys. We'll have burgers, we'll have hot dogs, we'll have cornhole, they'll throw in a football, there'll be somebody, blasting some music, and everybody's just having a good time. Well, this particular day with this class, so one of the students, I think Chapice's family does ice cream, and his brother came and brought some ice cream. And where he parked, another student is coming around, a former student who comes in, big jacked up truck. I mean, driving a monster truck in there. And he doesn't see that on the other side of that truck are the cornhole boards. He flies in there, smashes the cornhole board. I was sitting in the office, I hear commotion. I could tell something broke. And he run right over those cornhole boards and broke it and ruined their game of cornhole. That's pretty sad. So, but listen, there was a hero amongst this group, and his name is Clayton Johnson. Now, this is a guy, I don't think he fixed it with this particular thing, but I've heard he's got an emergency 2x4 in his vehicle. You never know when you're going to need it, But in this particular case, he repaired the cornhole board, and they continued to play cornhole. So most likely to repair the cornhole board with his emergency 2x4, Clayton Johnson.
You never know when you're going to need that emergency 2x4, right?
No, you don't.
Listen, from the beginning of the class, this young man has not shied away. He is receiving tonight the Best Leader Award. From the word go in the pole circle, he was very vocal. He was very adamant about seeing his classmates through, about cheering them on, about lifting them up, and being there for them. He took on to what we were trying to show him and teach him very, very quickly. He understood what needed to be done. And then after we get through the pole circle and we teach them all the basic concepts, what we do is we break off, and they break up into crews. And there's about 8 or 9 men per crew, and they work down the hill, and they're building a line. And us as instructors, we kind of step back at that time because this is later on in the class. We've taught them a lot of different things. It's time for them to go out there and let's see what you got, what you can do. Clayton understood what needed to be done, but he didn't just keep that information to his staff. Once those crews started, he done an exceptional job of helping those guys line out the job, figure out what they were going to do for the day, helping his classmates stay productive. If they were up on the pole, he was helping them up there. If he was up on the pole, he was even helping the guys on the ground, explaining what he needed next. There's so many things that you could say about leadership and how Clayton displayed it. Guys gravitated toward him when they needed guidance. I could see, we watch them, they don't think we see all the things that we see, but we watch them, and you could see guys coming up to him, asking for this, asking for guidance on that. Best leader, Clayton Johnson.
I just want to thank Elite staff and instructors for helping us, and I'm grateful for this opportunity, and thank God for getting me here, and thank all you guys for this award. That means a lot. So I wish y'all all the best of luck to you, and go Dogs.
Okay. We got one last guy, and so I feel like I'm qualified to make this joke. Ira's qualified to make this joke, because we both, losing hair, so not 100% bald, but I mean, enough to be kind of in the club there. So, so with that being said, this guy's bald, and so any bald person, this is the kind of joke you're going to make. So let's look at the picture of this individual. That's Kyle Dixon. So most likely to hand out magic erasers. Kyle Dixon.
Like I said, I'm not good at explaining all the credit that these young men get. Kyle's a great leader, shows great work ethic, very mature. He exemplified what it meant to be a good teammate. No matter what us as instructors taught him or asked him to do, he was consistently being one of the top performers in each of those tasks, which is obvious by that nice belt buckle he's wearing. What he exemplified and what he showed as a leader is just what you look for in one of these young men. And I am super, super, super proud of you, buddy. What you show, how you took care of these guys, how us as instructors could lean on you and depend on you. I know all of these guys feel the same way about you. You're a wonderful young man. You have a bright, bright future ahead of you. Top student, Kyle Dixon.
One second, Kyle.
And top student gets this Klein toolbox, and I'm pretty sure there's some good stuff inside. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to say thank you to my family for coming all the way down here. I want to thank all the instructors, CDL, line instructors, all the people behind the scenes, and I want to thank all my classmates. Thank you for this award. Thanks for all these tools. I'm sure my dad will put me to work with them. Yeah, thank you.
Come back and get this. Okay. So as he's making his way up, I'm going to call Waylon Hasty to the stage. And as Waylon's coming up, let's let him get down with his classmates. You can just stop right there, Kyle. Just stop right there for a second. Let's get class 28. Will y'all stand? And y'all face these guys behind you. I present to you class 28 of the Elite Lineman Training Institute. I got you, Will. Now for Waylon Hasty.
You can have a seat. I know you're hungry. At least we're not as hot as we were earlier today. I'll be a couple minutes and I'll be done, right? So congrats to all these guys. They've heard me talk so much, they probably don't want to hear me talk anymore. But usually I try to do something that's a little bit different with how we close out what we do, right? So one of the things that these guys have heard over and over and over and over and over is about perspective. And you get to choose that, right? They seen a video this week that talked about this concept of like mental health and basically this idea of optimism is a choice. It's just a choice you make, right? You can be happy or you can be sad. That doesn't mean life doesn't happen, but the way you approach it is that. So there's a fable story that I've heard a couple times in a lot of different ways. So I'm going to tell you this story and we're going to wrap the night up, right? So a guy is without work. The guy has no work. Guy's looking for work. He's looking for a job. He gets a job offer. This guy's from the South, and we got people here from everywhere. If y'all stay here long enough, we'll teach you a good accent, right? But the guy goes to New York, and he flies up. He's not had any work, no children. He's married. He's very nervous. He's very nervous about this job interview. As was, the Noah Worley, right? This guy wasn't a Noah Worley. He wasn't taking a nap. This guy was nervous. He was on pins and needles. He needed the job. And as the guy goes up there, he's in a hotel room, and he's getting ready to leave this hotel room, and his wife calls. And when his wife calls, she is super excited. Her excitement is, you don't have to go to the job interview. I just won $1 million on the lottery. Game changer. This guy is like, well, look, I'm already in New York. I'm going to the job interview. So he goes to the job interview, sits down in the interview, and he has no arrogance about him, but he don't have quite as high of a heart rate, and his palms are not quite as sweaty because it really doesn't matter if he gets the job. His wife just won $1 million. And the job interview goes well, and they offer the guy the job sitting in the room. And he says, hey, I need to talk with my wife. Let me chat with my wife before I accept this position. Guy leaves the room, gets back to the hotel room. He's got a flight back the next day. As he walks back in the hotel room, phone rings. It's his wife. She said, I lied to you. I misunderstood. I really thought we had won the lottery. But we didn't win the lottery. The moral of that story is this. That guy walking into that interview never had $1 million. Not even close to $1 million. His wife was misunderstood about what she thought about winning the lottery. But you know what changed about him walking into that room? He thought before he went into that room, he had already won. His heart rate wasn't as high. He wasn't as nervous. But he never had $1 million. What changed about him? The way he carried himself, the posture. And this is everything you've heard from us in the last 11 weeks. So the challenge I ask you to leave here with tonight is when you walk out of this room, you've won. That don't mean anxiety ain't real. That don't mean depression ain't real. That don't mean you're not going to get nervous. What that means is the way you carry yourself will reflect in those opportunities, and you get to choose. It's a choice you make about your perspective. Because in that fable, that guy never won the lottery. The way he carried himself, he was good. He thought walking into that room, he had won. And it changed everything about the way he walked and the way he talked. You've won. You did it. You're here. You've already won. Look what you've accomplished. Carry yourself that way moving forward. I'm fixing to bow our heads. We're going to pray. While I'm praying, I'm going to ask our group of staff to walk out that way. I got a couple of announcements after we pray, and we're going to wrap it up. Let's pray together. Lord, we love you. I'm grateful. So thankful for the opportunity to come together tonight. We're grateful for how you've taken this place, right? It's been an incredible journey for all of us that work at Elite, and we work on that team, and we do not believe we are where we are because of what we've done. We believe we are where we are because of what you've done. And we're just riding your coattail. And our prayer is that we would always reflect and divert all authority and all glory to you for what happens in and around our lives, our homes, our marriages, our churches, and our students. And we ask that you be with them, man. Just be with them. They're going all over the country, literally, geographically, coast to coast in the United States of America. And it's a great blessing that you've blessed us with to be born in this nation and to have the opportunity to work with our hands and feet and go earn money. And God, we just pray that you'd be with all of that. We know that we're blessed only for one reason, and that's to be a blessing. And we always want you to get the glory and honor for that. And just so very thankful for those opportunities. Be with us. Help us to have a safe night and a good night. Thank you again. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I got 2 announcements before you jump and run. You got yard signs and gifts from Paula at the back. And our team, for all the families, everybody that works at Elite, Matt, you and Jonas, you guys need to run out there, man. Y'all got the Bible study shout out. So Matt and them, they come and do a Bible study at 6 a.m. on Tuesdays. They'll be out there. I know you're hungry. I know you're ready to get up out of these seats and see these guys. Thank you so much. It's been a true honor of ours. give all these students a round of applause. You're dismissed.